Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Live from the den of Legacy Internet Radio. Joy, we in here wilding right now, sis. You know we are.
Y'all help me. Y'all didn't see this display.
I couldn't sing it.
Y'all did not see it.
The girl that broke my heart, her name was first girl broke my heart. Her name was Aisha. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
Word.
But you know, that was live. But if he'd have played Playground, it'd have been insane up in this piece.
Oh, for real? It would have went down like that?
It would have went down. It would have went down crazy like that.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad. I think I'm glad for everybody's sake that I didn't play the Playground. You know. Yeah, right. And you know, I have Steppin, Marcus J. Live from the Den of Legacy Internet Radio. As I mentioned to you guys a little while ago, I said that we are going to ask the question, fair or foul? And it's time for us to kind of get into the segment as an extension of our normal segment that we have here every single week. What the hell? We always ask the question, what the hell? This week we're going to ask, is it fair or foul? What is fair or foul? This week, the first one we're getting into is about a viral prank. Viral prank. Basically, what these kids is doing is it's a prank called Put Him in the Coffin. It's making its waves around the...
Yeah, my kids know that one.
Yeah, it's making its waves around the country. Remember last year when they was playing the knockout game where they was just rolling up on folks and knocking people out? Well, this one is called Put Him in the Coffin, where the kids are basically rolling up on a car, your car, and they literally are falling out on the hood of your car like they did, which depending on the size of the kid versus the size of your car,
Can't do it on my
it's very possible that it could leave some pretty extensive damage on your car. And so, Grizz, I'm going to have you jump in here first, man. Put him in the coffin.
Some kid does it on my car?
Put him in the coffin. What you think, man?
Man, I'm going to shoot I might shoot somebody.
You going to put him in a coffin?
Yeah, I might put him literally in the coffin. Thank you. That's why. That's a pa-ching. I mean, first of all, it's a stupid prank. It's a stupid prank. I don't know why my kids showed me this Vine, with kids doing it in grocery stores and in Walmarts and stuff like that. I'm trying to think. We did what you call that? Ditch when you ring the doorbell and run.
Yeah, ring the bell and roll out.
And roll out. We used to egg like the not the dirty old man, but the mean old man in the neighborhood. I don't know if that's the equivalent of what these kids are doing these days on these little Vine videos, but to put them in a coffin is straight stupid. It's not even funny, and I like to laugh at everything, but you go ahead and try it. My car ain't worth much, but it's mine, motherfucker.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I can dig it. That's why somebody put him in the coffin, lands on the hood of your car.
Oh, fair or foul? Foul.
Fair, foul. Yeah, okay. All right. That's why. They putting him in the coffin. They jumping on the hood of your car. What you think?
Go ahead, mother freaker.
Wow, okay.
Go ahead. Because it's gonna be fair after you finish.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fair.
In the code of law or
because I'm gonna get you.
Joy says, what the hell, foul.
It's just the stupidest thing. And I'm waiting for them to jump back on a car and for somebody to just get some sort of pain that they will never forget.
Somebody got snuffed doing it one time. I think somebody put it out there.
I'm
sorry, Mark. It was a store owner that, ran one of the little corner stores. And one of the kids was like, put him in a coffin and did it like on a rack full of pastries. And like messed them up, and the dude just came out with his bat and was like, "Get away from here, you hooligans!"
I won't put you in a coffin. I think I saw on the news where it happened, right here on Brook somewhere on Brook Road or whatever.
Right, can't do that.
They jumped on this lady's car. Go ahead, sucker. Go ahead.
Big road.
Put him in a car.
So let me get this right. You're driving or you're parked.
You're parked.
And some dude, while you're in the car
or out
of your car,
just jumps on your car.
Just literally.
Doesn't make sense. I like the way you put it.
Like
it makes no sense.
On your car.
It makes no sense.
Okay. Let's see here. First of all, they clearly they do this to dudes' cars?
They do. I don't think they.
I mean, are they selective with the cars?
I don't know that anybody
I think
knows
it's like
I dare
you to do this, and then one of the friends got it on camera, and they do it and put them in a coffin, and they land on somebody's car.
You know, that might be dumber than the planking.
Right. Well, I used to do.
And furthermore, you know, they better watch who they do that. Whose car they do that to, because you know. I mean, Big Rube is a lover, not a fighter. But if some dude jump on my truck and puts a denim,
it's on, right?
I mean,
you might get one of these survivalists out here, these right-wing survivalists that got 40 guns.
Oh, yeah.
40. They got 100 guns, 100
and they
clips.
better hope they can run. I hope they can run. Right. I mean, because, you know, back in the day when necessary, they used to call me Black Lightning. So, I mean, you know, it's just one of them things.
Isn't that a Marvel character?
Yeah.
DC character?
Yeah.
We're going to file that under a lie.
Hey,
I believe you.
I got that game speed, son.
I believe you.
All that work, boss.
Yeah, on Madden, baby.
I'm just saying, that's the dumbest S ever.
All right, so I think we all agree that
what you think?
That one, I mean, you can get punched in the face for that.
Like, let's say if me and you rolling out and we like 15, 16.
Yo, classic.
We chilling in the neighborhood or whatever, and I'm like, yo, Mark, go ahead and do that. Put them in the coffin. I already know.
I was never driven. I personally, you know, and this just me being honest, y'all. Right. I've never been driven by peer pressure.
Right.
And so stuff like that, like dealing, you know, messing with people. Like I've always tried. I never ran from it, but I always try to avoid confrontation. You know, I don't run from it. You know, if you bring it to me, then we can do whatever it needs to happen. But I'm not one that goes seeking confrontation. And seeking confrontation is going and dropping your ass on somebody's car. Like, for real? I mean, come on, man. Like, seriously? Like, can you just really, really wrap your brain? But then again, I'm also the same person that can't wrap my brain around walking down the street and just cold cocking a stranger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like the mentality that the kids have today, where they have absolutely no respect for people's person or people's property is just outrageous to me. Are these people being raised by wolves or something? I mean, what the hell, man?
Yes, they are.
No
Marcus.
respect for OPP.
but pretty much,
that's the second time I was rendered speechless here.
They are wolves out here that are having kids, and those wolves are actually grown, allegedly grown folk. But
what they need to do is start wearing some condoms up in this piece.
That ain't happening, man.
There goes a challenge.
They
ain't gonna make that.
They ain't gonna happen, bro.
They ain't gonna do that.
If more kids wore condoms, you wouldn't have kids dying on your car.
We encourage all of the listeners of Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J to go on to the Legacy Internet Radio fan page on Facebook. And you can see how we get down during our breaks here on Legacy Internet Radio. We just played a song that I won't tell you what it was. If you happen to just be tuning in right now, you got to go to the fan page on Legacy Internet Radio fan page on Facebook. If you're not a member of the page, and then join the page and be a part of our family here at Legacy Internet Radio. We had a whole lot of fun during the break, and there's a video there that SY took of yours truly, Big Rube and Jay Grizzy, that will, let's just say, it gives you an insight into how we get down when we don't have the microphones on.
These people were high.
Yeah, you really would. Ain't no hashtag with Marcus J. All right, so we all agree that one is foul. All right, this next one, getting this one from news1.com. She ordered a burger with bacon, didn't get it, so she shot up McDonald's.
She shot at it?
A Grand Rapids, Michigan woman was convicted Wednesday and now faces up to 7 years in prison after she fired a bullet at McDonald's drive-thru because she didn't get any bacon on her burger.
Who is she, Samuel L. Jackson and Coming to America?
This really happened. Shanika Monique Torres, judging by her name, I think
her name be Claire.
Judging by her name. See, this is the reason why when they see certain names on job applications, they go right in the trash. You know what I mean? Because it's unfortunate. But I mean, Big Rube was the first, but we all followed him. We all had the same. As soon as we said Shanika, we was like, yeah, that's something we already know. But anyway, her troubles began on February 10th, 2014, when she drove to the McDonald's on 28th Street near Madison Ave Southeast to order a bacon cheeseburger, Grand Rapids, Michigan, with a friend. She was served burgers without bacon, asked to speak to her manager, and was promised a complimentary bacon burger the next time she ordered at the restaurant. This happened to be later that night. According to WZZM, Torres and a friend placed the same order, and the same thing happened. No bacon. That's when the shots rang out. Torres lashed out at a worker before yanking out a handgun and firing one round. The bullet shattered the driver's window of the Chevy Tahoe before sailing through the restaurant. She was arrested about 30 minutes later at her home about a mile from the restaurant. Her defense attorney, John Beeson, said the shooting was an accident, according to the news outlet. He added that firing of the gun had nothing to do with the baconless burger. Yeah, all right.
Well, maybe
the 30-year-old was charged with carrying a concealed weapon, discharging a firearm into a building, and felony use of a firearm. After a jury deliberated for just an hour, she is scheduled to be sentenced on April 21st. Grizz, you up first?
Well, maybe McDonald's was trying to give her a healthy diet, and let's say, I don't think you need the bacon this time. Really, that's the hometown of Floyd Money Mayweather, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Y'all really out there wilding like that, Grand Rapids? What's her name? Shaniqua?
Shanika.
My bad.
Shanika
she might shoot me for
Shanika Monique
She might shoot me for messing up her name.
What is last name?
Shanika Monique Torres. That's why. What you think about this?
Crazy.
See, this is what happened. I tell y'all to stop eating the meat, right?
Why you got on 2 glasses?
It's because I can't see.
God, Lord, have mercy.
I
just
have
noticed
one too
that,
because these are my reading glasses. These are my seeing glasses.
That's legally.
I
You
can't
legally
read
blind.
if I don't. Hell no, I'm not legally blind.
You're legally something.
I'm almost 50. I need to have 2 pairs of glasses.
That was how I was.
It's called combined.
No, they never get my bifocals right. So this is how I
all right,
Wrong answer. I got bifocals. Stop tripping. You need to pay for that joint. Stop tripping. Don't be that way.
I've
Stop tripping.
I've always had them, and they never get the line right. And I'm straining
Why do you have the
too
line?
much to look
Look the
down.
one without the line.
Not the line, but you know what I mean.
Pay the extra $20.
Stop being cheap. If you don't get your glasses
What she
straight,
gonna do?
She gonna
Stop being cheap, yo.
And put them in a coffin on my truck.
Stop being cheap. Get the right glasses. I got bifocals without the line. Stop tripping.
Mine were bifocals without the lines, but they put the thing too low.
Then they need to fix it. You need to take it back.
Keep messing them up.
Then you need to keep taking them back.
I'm gonna take you with me so they don't mess them up.
Why do you need me? Because you need a man to tell them that they did it wrong. You can do it yourself. You're a single woman yourself. You better stop tripping, girl.
What the hell?
Boom.
So Shaniqua, hold on. Let's get to Shaniqua and her bacon.
Don't eat the meat. It's in the meat.
Why didn't they just give her another one that was right then and there?
Because they thought it was funny.
Why didn't they just?
I bet you they make sure she get bacon the next time.
Oh, she don't gonna need no bacon the next time.
She ain't gonna be getting a bacon cheeseburger next time.
Can you imagine when she get locked up
in prison?
The store she going, what you in here for?
Yo, I killed somebody, yo. Nah, dog, you shot him at McDonald's.
No bacon up on my burger.
She ain't put no bacon on the burger. You know how I like my swine.
She could be somebody's
girlfriend. Her voice deep like that too.
I was trying to pig out.
You
got a picture of her?
Yo, Chris, you know how I like my swine.
You know I can't do without my swine. So I'm about that work, bro.
This is one of those things where, I guess the TV show would say when keeping it real goes wrong. I mean, it's one of those situations where somebody did something stupid and you responded accordingly and you snapped. Like, how hard was it for these people to just give her bacon the first time right there? Did they really tell her to come back next time?
Are you defending her, Sean?
I'm not defending her. I'm not defending her. I'm not defending her. But all I'm saying is, if you are disrespectful and stupid, oftentimes you're going to be met with disrespectful and stupid her.
So the dude
she asked for a bacon burger, and they gave her 2 times, and they gave her a burger with no bacon.
So the dude in the back, like, I'm gonna fix her ass.
Was making the burger.
Fair enough, but how? I mean, you gonna tell the girl to come back next?
Yeah, look.
Yo, they should have been like, hold on, we gonna get you another real quick.
There you go.
And then furthermore, they should have fired if it's the same person.
It's the cook.
Fire.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, why she got to get her why she got to get her bacon the next trip?
Somebody almost got shot because some dude got the
I haven't even. But hold up, folks. Hold up. I haven't even gotten to her yet.
All right.
So allow me to get there. I haven't even even gotten to her yet.
Oh, dang.
Why they couldn't just give the girl bacon in that trip? Like, they made it. Let me finish. They didn't even give the girl the option of just waiting a minute for them to go grab a piece of bacon to put it on. This is what I'm saying. Why I got to come back later to get my piece of bacon when I asked for it now?
Maybe they didn't have any.
Well, then say that. That's not part of the narrative.
Y'all don't eat.
If that's part of the narrative, then that's part of the narrative. They didn't have it. Then I got you. They didn't have it.
Y'all don't go out to eat with Mark like I do. I know where he coming from. He has.
That's because I'm that guy who had a conversation with the person. Like I don't worry about you don't complain or else they'll do something. I don't worry about them doing something to. I don't worry about that because I don't walk around living in fear. Right. That's what Christians do. They walk around in fear.
They will put the special sauce on your stuff.
I don't do that. That's what they do. Now coming back to her, do you mean to tell me pulling out your gun is the way you resolve that? Like you don't get a piece of bacon, so you shoot up the joint.
You gotta keep it real, bro.
I call foul and foul.
Two fouls. Double foul.
And that's the crazy part because
taking the shots on the double foul.
I agree with Marcus on one hand, but I disagree on the other hand.
Where you disagree?
I disagree.
I don't care about where you agree. I like dissension. So where do you disagree?
I mean, I'm not saying she should have pulled out her gun. I'm saying she should have got pissed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm okay with her being up pissed.
No, but I think it was foul on them for giving her not one, but two burgers without bacon at two separate times, and then not being customer service enough to be like, hold on for a second, we'll get you the right burger. And then I'm gonna just do it, man. I claim fail on her for getting mad. I'm not happy with her outcome, but she should have been pissed.
You're not disagreeing with me. I'm okay with her being pissed. Like Grizzy said,
I'm fair with the gunshot.
I give you a perfect example. Do you guys remember? In the summer of 2013, Ruben, you weren't there, but Grizzy and SY were both there. We had a photo shoot, and we went out to dinner after the photo shoot. Went to lunch after the photo shoot. I won't call out the name of the place because they're not paying us, but we went to a local watering hole, and we sat there for 20 minutes before anybody came over and talked to us. And what did I do? I got up, I told the manager how much it sucked, and then I came over to the table and I said to all 15 people who were prepared to spend $20 or more, we're leaving.
I was hungry too.
And we left. Grizzy was pissed at me because I made us all leave, but what did we do? We left.
I was hungry.
That's what you just so I am okay with being mad because I was pissed that day. I had 20 people who was hungry that I had to now figure out where I was going to take them to eat. You know what I mean? So I would say it's okay to be pissed, but I didn't pull out a gun and shoot up the joint.
You just lost a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, whatever 20 times 15 is, at least is what he lost. And I know how me and Grizzy get once we get to sipping.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, rob everybody.
Yeah, man.
I mean, she gonna lose 7 years, but you know what? That McDonald's is gonna lose more than that because they have proven that they can't shit. You cannot compare. You cannot compare a couple dollars to somebody losing. No, they're gonna be losing a lot of other money.
I got another file for. Is it Shanika or Shaniqua?
You better get it right before she gets you before she get out. 2022.
Whatever that broad name is, I got something for her. I call foul on her for still going to McDonald's. Period. I don't even mess. Only time I mess with McDonald's is breakfast, and when
that's
it is,
what you get.
I get the egg white omelet. I don't even mess with McDonald's like that. Who's still messing with McDonald's these days?
I don't do McDonald's.
Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Listen, so we all agree foul.
Yeah,
everybody
going to
agrees
McDonald's.
All right,
Whack Arnold's.
Yeah, so it's just kept on going. All right, listen. Next one. I had to reach all the way to the land of the rising sun for this one.
So racist, but
I can't.
You just really do that.
I can't do it.
Be in the building.
Hey, look,
it's the den, man.
I just took a shot at Christians. He just took a shot at Japanese people. I think we kind of crossed a couple of lines here tonight, but it's all in fun. All right, this one I'm getting from thegrio.com about the first biracial Miss Japan called not Japanese enough because of her black daddy.
He was getting it in.
There you go. You got Ariana Miyamoto. She's going to represent Miss Japan in Miss Universe pageant. She speaks fluent Japanese, was born and raised in Nagasaki, and is apparently not Japanese enough. Her dad is black. She had to spend her first television interview apologizing to reporters because she does not look Japanese. She assured the media that there are many Japanese things about her. Many people across the country are expressing their doubts that her hafu, which is the term for someone who is biracial. Her hafu could represent Japan, with some on Twitter asking questions like, is it okay to select a hafu to represent Japan? And because this is the Miss Universe Japan, do you think that hafu is a no-no?
Did they call her a heifer?
Hafu.
Okay.
Some have said that
checking.
She does not look Japanese and that her face is too gaijin, meaning outside person. And a few are even complaining that Japan is not getting a pure-blooded Japanese girl to represent Japan. It's one of the least ethnically diverse countries in the world, with 98% of its people Japanese nationals, and there's generally a feeling that people of mixed lineage are not fully Japanese. Not only is my Yamato's father American, but he's also a black American, compounding the problem of foreign and mixed race negativity. I got a problem with that saying, compounding the problem, the fact that he's black. We're going to talk about that. At least I will when I speak on it. But one thing's for sure, her journey as the first mixed race Miss Japan will be a hard one, but hopefully for her it'll be worth it. Ruben, you're up first, my brother. What you got, man?
I'm actually kind of shocked that, they feel that way. I just am. I don't know.
Now you know why I said. Dun, 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 dun,
I mean, all it does to show is, stupidity is everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
I mean, yes. The crazy part about it is, she won the competition. And obviously the judges didn't care, because the judges cared, she would not have won the competition.
I want to know how she was able to enter if she couldn't actually,
It's a little bit of progressivism in Japan. If she even got to be on the stage and they actually voted for her, but Japan is a very reclusive. Japan and China, they don't, and Korea, they don't mess with that.
But she's
now, if you got an American base over there, it's on like Donkey Kong. Okinawa is on like Donkey Kong over there. But I don't know. I heard one time the Wu-Tang went over there, and I think that might be RZA's kid. They went over there.
I heard they want nothing to mess with.
Exactly, and they went to Japan and put it down. Foul though. Ruben.
I mean, it's foul, of course.
Foul.
Straight up foul.
What you think?
Foul.
All
the way.
Japan though, what would you say when you go to to get it? Because don't you like anime?
Dragon Ball Z, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love.
Speaking of which, Roger did have a hot Dragon Ball Z shirt on.
Right, but I'm trying to think, like, if I was watching an anime joint and all of a sudden it looked like Sambo.
Dragon Ball Z.
Right?
You know what?
Dragon Ball Z, Mr. Popo. Mr. Popo looks like Sambo.
Of course, when I'm here at Legacy Internet Radio, I'm always try to play the devil's advocate, just to to be the defender of the defenseless, so to speak. If I was Japanese and I'm used to seeing Japanese people, I might have a heart attack. I see a black person that's Japanese.
That's what white folks said in this country. But this is what white folk felt about us in this country in the 1700s, when it wasn't quite as common to see black people in prominent places. And it's not. I mean, for me, everything is black because I'm black. Right. But I'm not surprised, because the vision of black people in the world, not just in America, but in the world, is negative. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If that woman was half something else,
we would never.
Whereas she wasn't blessed with the amount of melanin, would there be a different discussion? My guess is probably. I don't know for a fact. It does say that Japan is 98% Japanese, and anybody that's hafu is probably going to run into some sort of problem. So I don't want to say that it's only an issue because it's a black person, but we got to remember that culturally, every place is different, and we apply our own Americanized thought processes to what goes on in other countries. We're subject to whatever ridicule that may come back from those countries. And so if you in Japan and everybody looks like you, and then you got this chocolate sister, because we know that black is dominant. that there's no.
Yeah, she looks like a beautiful sister.
There's no debating there. I think a lot of times you get people who want to debate dominance. Blonde hair and blue eyes. Scientifically, those are recessive genes, and the slanted eyes and those things are recessive as well. The dominant is the color, which is the reason why she's so chocolate. I mean, that is what it is, and so that's science. That ain't me being pro-black. I mean, you can look that up. And so when you see this in a place where they're not used to seeing it, part of me is not really. I mean, I think that it's cold-blooded that they're doing that, but I'm not surprised. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, my instinct is I want to call foul, but then I'm kind of on the fence over whether I should call foul on this one. I'm interested in knowing what y'all think.
I mean, I think it's foul just because
it's foul because you're thinking with Americanized thought process.
So I tried to. I joked about it earlier, saying playing devil's advocate. Of course, I mean that's one of the most reclusive.
And they should not have let her enter the contest.
Right, but I mean they might be trying to step forward into the 21st century. Same thing about in China. They got Steph Marbury over there playing. He's Michael Jordan in China basketball wise, and they said he's trying to open up the cultural divide there. But I mean it's foul. Hopefully Japan will get on with it. I think there should be a leader in the world, America I'm using, as being a melting pot, or quote unquote alleged to be the melting pot of the world. There should be a leader in the world that say we are all human beings. We all bleed red unless you come from a different planet. I don't know anybody that bleeds differently. We all might look different. We all might have different facial features. We all might even name our kid Shanika, and shoot up McDonald's because we don't get bacon. But we are all human beings, and we are part of the human race. Japan. Thank you very much.
Steppin with Marcus J and his crazy food, Jay Grizzy. That's why Big Rule. We appreciate everybody that's still listening to us as we progress through the evening, as we're asking fair or foul. We're going through asking Big Rube, is this fair or is this foul? What's going on in Japan? Fair or foul?
Oh, it's foul.
That's why
it's always foul.
Foul. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, everybody says it's foul. I'm on the fence with it simply because of the culture in Japan. But I think that the United States, because we purport ourselves to be the melting pot for all things culture, then it's foul here. But in Japan, it's par for the course. So I'm going to go with fair. I'm gonna say
they don't play that over there.
I'm gonna go with fair.
That was my Japanese impression.
I'm gonna go
was
with fair.
it?
Ain't no half stepping.
Stars.
Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J.
Play that.
Couple more fair or fouls. SY, I want you on this one first. I'm getting this one from Uprock Sports. One parent's complaint. It's a parent complaint that led a special needs student to lose his varsity letter jacket. This one is about the story of Michael Kelly. He's a boy who loves playing basketball. He just wants to have fun with it. He's got Down syndrome and autism. And unfortunately, that prevents him from playing varsity sports at Wichita East High School. But Kelly still wanted to play. He still wanted to participate in the sport that he loved, so he joined the special needs basketball program. He liked it. In fact, he did pretty damn good, and he loved doing it. He enjoyed himself. He was very happy about it. His parents saw how happy he was. They wanted to encourage him further, so they bought him a varsity letter jacket, the jacket that all the other athletes at Wichita East High School wore. And that's when this story gets a little bit odd. There was one parent who complained to the school about Michael Kelly. The parent said that Kelly didn't deserve the varsity letter jacket, saying in short that they believed that Michael didn't earn the right to wear it. The school responded by forcing Michael to take off the jacket. They gave him a sweatshirt to wear instead. The principal, Ken Thiessen, weighed in, saying extracurricular special needs programs did not, quote, constitute varsity level competition, end quote. And he was adamant about it, said the school considered it, but ultimately said no. And above all, that was it. Thiessen's decision was it. That's his decision alone. No district-wide policy in place. So it was just the principal who had sole right to make the decisions. No rule against special needs students earning a varsity letter jacket. The rule was strictly enforced by the Wichita East High School at the behest of one angry parent. After they ran the story on social media, there was a handful of tweets. 48 hours later, a Change.org petition had garnered over 20,000 signatures. The issue is headed to the Board of Education. All this because a kid loved basketball, participated in school-sponsored program, wasn't given a varsity letter. And also all this because one parent out there believed that young Michael Kelly's efforts were not the same as their child. That's why
he can't dunk.
That's why you up first. You up first.
You want me to say foul or what I feel first?
You can say what you feel. Say fair or foul.
Whoever that parent is, she needs a swift kick in the ass. Because the parent and the principal. If it's solely up to the principal, and these kids are still playing school-sponsored sports, what the hell is the big deal about having the jacket? If you think it's a big deal, give us a call, 804-402-2893. He still plays sports. These kids.
Oh, he got a Letterman jacket.
These kids, they can't get up and play like the rest of the kids.
No, that's what I say. He ain't dunk, so he
so
can't get.
Now you make them feel even worse by saying, hey, you know what? It's real good of you to try to play some sports, but you're not good enough to wear this jacket.
Did everybody else get a jacket?
I don't know about the other kids. It's just because of this dumb mama.
Well, the article basically says that because of this kid's efforts and how much he loved it, his parents bought him a jacket,
but he didn't participate in the sport.
He participated in the special needs sports,
it was not,
and it was set up through the school. It just wasn't constituted as a varsity sport. For example, you know how most high schools will have football, basketball, baseball, whatever they may have, and they're set up varsity versus JV in most cases. And I'm speculating based on what I know about the setup as opposed to what I'm reading here in the article. But this article also states that the special needs program that Michael was a part of was school sponsored. It just wasn't set up to be varsity or junior varsity.
You ain't gonna make my child take off his jacket. If I told him he can
that
have
parent
this jacket,
got enough money,
he can wear his jacket. It's a freaking coat. He goes to the school. He plays sports for the school. As far as I'm concerned, it's not like the other two.
Typical mother. Yeah.
It's not like the rest of them.
Joy says foul, by the way.
But he can play free. He's doing an activity for the school. He is allowed to wear the jacket. I'll put a swift foot right up the principal and the mother who complained ass. That's a foul.
It's very divisive. I call foul. I mean, no, not what you're saying. I'm saying with this article or the parent in the school. I mean, come on. Shit. I mean, he's not doing anything. I mean, you want to make your kid feel more special by denying somebody else the pride or the satisfaction of feeling a part of something.
Right.
It's divisive. Really? It's mean spirited, and I'm a mean spirited guy. First thing I say, screw the kid. But I wouldn't do that to a special needs kid. Come on, y'all. That's foul. Totally, triple foul.
Big bro.
You work with kids, don't it?
I do.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they are
not special needs.
Sometimes it all depends. I mean, there are some ignorant parents out there, and that's just life. The school's a foul, definitely. And you know what? If I was a parent of that child, I probably would sue the school.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, no. Because that's discrimination. That's discrimination.
Because he's a special.
if a woman can win millions of dollars off of spilling hot coffee on herself,
somebody should be paid.
At the very least, what this will do is get the principal fired.
Right. That's going to affect that kid and all the other special needs children.
Yes and no. It may not affect the special needs child as much because he may not know the situation because the parent bought the Letterman jacket anyway. So he may not necessarily know the situation. But what it does, it creates a huge black eye for that school, the principal, and the unknown parent. Because eventually it's going to come out on who it is. It's just a matter of time.
Don't you want to just smack other people?
Yes.
It's one of those things where,
parents
especially since they gave it to them, there are no takebacks, man. You can't do that. That's just foul.
We're getting a lot of hits in social media on this one. So let me just take a minute to get everybody in. Michelle K is listening. Michelle K said, let him wear the jacket. What difference does it make? Jenny says, it's disgusting. That's all. Dan says that his son is autistic. And when he feels like he's being wrong, he goes to a dark place that he doesn't like to admit that he's capable of.
You just did that.
And he goes on and he just kind of ends it by saying that he knew about a sign that says that they hate people with special needs.
What?
He's actually seen a sign. Latrell's listening. What up, sis? She says that it's a leather jacket. This parent is pathetic and needs to be exposed for their stupidity.
Yep.
Yashay says that she also has a son with autism. He's an athlete. By the time he hits high school, you will hope the rules would be in place for him to be able to play, establish and modify so that he can kind of earn his letter. It's not currently a policy in place, and there's no opportunity for this child to earn a letter. It's the right thing to do to give it to him because he may never have the opportunity to get it. Otherwise, it kind of reminds me, we did the story a couple of weeks ago about the person who had an injury where she lost her leg. This was just, a person, she did not have special needs, but for the accident where she lost her leg, and she ended up getting a handicap sticker to put in front of her door where she could park. And she had a very nasty neighbor who
didn't like her leg being missing?
She didn't like the fact that this person had special needs and wrote the nastiest letter, basically saying, it's a you problem that you got one leg and it's not fair. And she just basically this neighbor kind of went in, and it made me think about that as I'm hearing this story here. And I'm thinking to myself, like, people really are cold-blooded, man. I think there's no question that I'm going to call foul on this one. But, what really, really upsets me about the people that we share the world with is that a lot of people just lack common sense and compassion. When we had these discussions about law and order, okay, it's the law, but can we have a little common sense about certain things? And in this case, okay, he didn't earn the letter in the sense of earning the letter as how the other kids would. But do you realize the joy that you can give to this kid just by simply letting him wear the jacket?
Apparently they don't.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And this is another parent. This wasn't the school. The school didn't come up and say, take the jacket off. This was another adult. This was another parent of someone at the same school who said, Michael is not good enough. You imagine, Grizzy, you're a parent. That's why you're a parent.
Couldn't have been me.
Ruben, you work with children. You have for your entire adult life. The rage, like Dan alluded to, the rage that comes over you when someone disrespects your child. I've told this story many times.
I would go to that dark place.
Last year, my daughter, who ran in a cross-country race, and she came in third place overall, 2 adult males came in ahead of her, but she paced all of the children and all the adult females. And because she did not go to that school, they did not acknowledge her. The race was apparently for the people at the school and the adults who signed up. And so because she did not go to that school, not only did she not get anything, but she didn't get acknowledged, even though she came in third overall.
Right.
And so my child doesn't have special needs, but I can relate to what it feels like when someone disrespects your child. And the dark place that Dan alludes to is a place that you really don't ever want to go to.
Oh, I can.
You don't want to, though.
You don't want to.
You don't ever want to go there.
Sometimes I do.
And sometimes it's as simple as common sense and compassion, like I said before. Like the parent who did that, I don't want to wish any ill will on anybody, and I'm not going to do it.
We'll wish that on.
I'm not built that way. I'm not going to wish ill will on anybody, but I will say that, I have fun kind of making fun of religious people, particularly my Christian brothers and sisters and others.
Eye for an eye.
But when I think about the great architect of the universe, and I think about how, certain people are met with certain consequences based upon their actions and their activities, this would be an example of how I don't know that I would have a problem with this person maybe getting a slip disc in their back. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yep. Or that crick in their neck that just won't go away. You know what I mean? So we'll leave it at that.
I hope she doesn't have a child that plays sports, because if something happens,
maybe her next child she might be a heavy-headed kid. Yeah.
I want to see how she manages it.
I don't know, Ruben.
Kid might have encephalitis.
Fair, foul. What do you think, man? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
This is completely foul.
Okay. Okay.
Foul ball.
I mean, there's a special place for people like that downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
You mean
The
hell?
next one I want to get to.
Special needs help.
The next one, or I should say the last one that I want to get to. This one got me riled up. I'm getting this one from our local WTVR affiliate, the local CBS 6 here in Richmond, Virginia. The story's not out of Richmond. It's just where I got the article from. It's actually out of Fort Pierce, Florida. It's about a fifth grader who got suspended from school because she recorded the teacher taunting another student. She recorded it.
Can't do that.
The Florida elementary school was suspended. She recorded audio of a teacher taunting a student during class. Brianna Cooper is a fifth grader at Fort Pierce Elementary School. She recorded her teacher telling a classmate, quote, "Don't let the size fool you. I will drop you."
Oh, shit.
Later in the recording, the teacher can be heard telling the student, quote, "Biggest kid in the fifth grade and you acting like the smallest one," end quote. Cooper turned over the audio to school officials, and the teacher was later fired, according to the local station. However, Brianna was suspended from school for 5 days because the recording was illegal. The school determined she obtained the recording illegally because it was made without the teacher's knowledge and violated the teacher's expectation of privacy. The Florida law states Florida makes it a crime to intercept or record a wire, oral, electronic communication in Florida. Unless all parties to communications consent, Florida law makes an exception for in-person communications when the party do not have a reasonable expectation of privacy in the conversation, such as when they are engaged in conversation in a public place where they might reasonably be overheard. School administrator said the teacher had an expectation of privacy. Brianna's mother has asked the school to rescind the suspension and have it permanently removed from her record. The school issued a statement on the teacher. The staff at Sam Gaines Academy investigated the incident involving unprofessional behavior, took swift action. The teacher was dismissed and no longer works here. The school has not commented on the suspension of the student. Why would they? Big Rube, you up first.
I bet the teacher works.
Fair or foul?
Fair.
Okay, let's talk about it.
It's fair because, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm glad that this teacher got caught because that teacher doesn't need to be teaching.
Mm-hmm.
However, the ends don't justify the means all the time. And I understand that, yes, had she not done this teacher still be employed. I get it. But even idiots have rights. And the thing about this is if that kid would have got a hero's welcome and a ticker tape parade and whatever, everybody else would have thought they can do the same thing. Now, as far as the suspension, 5-day suspension, I probably would have suspended 2 or 3 days of that. But should she be suspended? Yes. I'm completely fine with that. The teacher got fired. So, sometimes you got to, there's small prices to pay for, getting stuff done. And it's one of those things where if you don't teach children now, hey, look, I understand, but that won't right. Then next thing you know, it goes from something like that to, hey, I robbed the bank because I need some money. Is that cool? No, that ain't cool.
It's a little far-fetched. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you're out there.
It's okay, though. I think it's the girl got suspended.
The little girl who recorded the teacher saying those things.
Oh, that's totally foul that they suspended her. Even though like Ruben said, she probably was breaking the rules or whatever. But you have to shine light on the people that's doing dirt. And I would hope that if my kid was in a class where a grown adult was accosting or threatening my kid, I hope somebody recorded, because that's gonna even make me lose my even quicker when I see it,
Mm-hmm.
So.
But if you don't suspend the child, are you saying that it's fine to break rules?
Yes, in that case, yeah. I want my kid to point out if I've told my kid, I said if something happened in the classroom where you feel that it ain't right, you need to tell somebody. Whether you feel it ain't right.
Well, that's a different thing, Grizzly.
Well, let me present it like this. For those folks that agree with Ruben, because I understand where you're coming from, and part of me wants to agree with you. Part of me doesn't. But let me put it to you like this. Let's say that it's a video camera that the kid stashed. She's standing off to the side, and she watches the teacher reach his hand in the pants of a classmate and she's recording it, and she turns that video over. The teacher had a reasonable expectation of privacy in that classroom where he just put his hands in the pants of a child. Are you still suspending that child? Are you still suspending the recording student?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, at least you're consistent.
Consistent, but all of them be dead.
I mean, but the thing about it is, wrong plus wrong doesn't equal right.
It does if you multiply.
And I hope they burn in hell.
That's why. What you think about the story?
I think that's so foul. I'm glad the teacher got suspended. I'm glad.
No, the teacher got fired.
Got fired.
You know, I wonder if they just put her somewhere else and just let you know that.
No.
But it's okay.
Well, we also know that just because you got fired from one district doesn't mean you can't go to another one. Yeah.
So she's probably somewhere else. She's been transferred. But no, I think it's foul that they suspended the child. Imagine she caught that video. She was on time because that had to have been happening for a while. That happened more than once.
A teacher to raise up on another kid.
The teacher to raise up on this kid. Mm-hmm. And maybe this kid was too afraid to say something. Who knows? Who knows? Right. Or maybe they did say something and the school didn't do anything about it.
But you're saying, once again, hey, if I can break the rules as long as for a good cause,
there's no. Listen, but you can't sit there. How many rules have been broken for a good cause?
I know I have.
I am right. If that was my kid and you suspended my kid, I'd be raising holy hell.
Premarital sex, you broke the rules. It was for a good cause.
Somebody catches these teachers doing some bull crap they shouldn't be doing.
Well,
that teacher bullied that kid before or somebody else before.
But once again, so you basically say, hey, you know what, kid? Hey, you did. Even though you broke the rules,
job. Yep.
Even though you broke the rules, you did the right thing.
Yes, she did.
And you should not be penalized for breaking the rules, even though it was the rules. So what's to stop the other 24 kids to doing the same thing?
Listen, like you said, it's not robbing the bank because I need $1. That's not the same thing.
Was Robin Hood good?
Yes.
Yes, Robin Hood was.
Robin Hood was a thief.
Yes.
Robin Hood helped feed some freaking people.
But Robin Hood was a criminal.
Yes.
So that now you're telling me that stealing from other people to give to other people is legit. That's good, and he should not be penalized for that.
No, if it's an imbalance,
and that's the problem with our world today.
If I could get it,
well, it's not necessarily a problem. I understand what Ruben is saying, and I agree, and I tend to agree. I tend to agree with his logic, but I disagree when you say that's what's wrong with the world today, because I think, if properly managed, I don't have a huge problem with socialism. I know that a lot of people in the world do, particularly the people who have most of the money. Mm-hmm. Never mind the fact that they made that money off of the backs of the people who don't have any money. Mm-hmm. So I don't have a problem with people with a lot of money spending a little bit more in benefits and taxes so that there is nobody standing on the corner of Maury Street begging me in the middle class for my little bit of change.
Especially if it's institutionalized. Like if you have a history of oppressing a certain group, there's supposed to be a way outside of natural law for that to be balanced. I get what you're saying. I agree with you.
But without putting cameras in every classroom.
They should be,
and I'm completely fine with that. But they already cut in education now, so where do you get the money for that? True. But the situation is, but you can't sit here and just be like, yo, hey, I need for you to do. I mean, Batman is a quote unquote hero, but Batman is also what they call a vigilante. He breaks rules for the good of it, but that doesn't make him a good person.
He's not Lex Luthor though. He's just not pure evil.
Now, I mean, but you're talking different types.
Degrees.
Yeah, different degrees. You can't do that.
Okay.
And that's the problem.
I think you can. And that's, I think, is the problem. Because I think that there are degrees. I'll give you an example why there are degrees. If I came home and I saw my 2-year-old standing over my white carpet with red juice on it, after I've told him or her how to not have that happen, I'm going to be pretty pissed. But if I see that same 2-year-old reaching to grab a hot boiling pot of water off the stove,
I'm not going to be that pissed.
It's going to be a different kind of pissed.
Right.
So there are degrees. There's different degrees. And yeah, if it's wrong, it's wrong. But I don't think you celebrate the wrong, but I don't think you severely punish someone that has done maybe the wrong thing legally versus it being a positive outcome. Well, especially, let me just finish this last point, then I'll let you respond. Especially when you're talking about what's 5th grade, so she's probably 10 years old. Mm-hmm. So you're dealing with a 10-year-old who knew that shit was foul, and all she did was be creative and smart to go about making sure that the wrong shit that was going on in her classroom got dealt with. And the message that you send to her, the 10-year-old. This is where I think Law and Order sometimes is dumb as hell. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The message that you give to this 10-year-old is, well, you know what? There's a law that you don't know about because you're 10 years old, but you know what? You broke it. And now you can't come to school for 5 days. You did the wrong thing, even though that teacher was doing the wrong thing too. Like, really, you okay with that?
She was wrong. Foul, she's not going to try to do anything to happen.
At 10 years old.
But in my statement, in my beginning statement, I did say 5 days might have been a little excessive. Maybe two. Maybe two.
I don't think you suspend the kid at all. No.
I mean, but
if you want to suspend her, then suspend the suspension. Just like sometimes you can get convicted to jail time, but then they suspend the jail time. So if you want to write down on a record,
well, what does that do?
You at least,
justice.
You can, what does it do when you can suspend a jail sentence? I mean, the person still knows that they are supposed to be in jail.
Justice is justice.
I mean,
I
think that I'm more concerned about the fact that, not just teachers, but people in authority, because we've had this conversation in the past about police officers and how they treat. I wanted to talk about, the black dude that was a 40-year veteran at his job and the police planted all of those drugs on him and all that kind of stuff. We didn't get to that last week or this week. Maybe we'll get to it next week if there's any developments in that story. But we know that people in authority sometimes, and I say sometimes, not all the time, act a damn fool.
I know.
Very similar to the Florida story that we just told. There's one in Fresno, California, Joe Filippo. He's the vice president at the school. He got caught on video telling a student, I just don't like the black kids.
Oh, God.
Appreciate your honesty, sir.
I just don't like the black kids. It's on YouTube. If you want to find it, he's Joe DiFilippo. He is the vice president of Scandinavian Middle School in Fresno, California. He was recorded by a student outside the cafeteria. The full clip can be seen on YouTube. Shows a man identified as DiFilippo leaning against a pole while several kids speak, mostly off camera. And they ask him, who at this school do you not like? One of the off-camera students asked him. And after about 10 seconds, DiFilippo says, I just don't like the black kids. The clip ends suddenly, and it's not clear if he was attempting to make a joke or not. But I don't think that's funny. But I will add to this story that this vice principal has not been fired. He has just been put on leave. Now, let me get this straight. You can say something mean to a kid in Florida and get fired, but you say I don't like the black kids, and all you get is a suspension? Can anybody care to discuss the differences between those two disciplines? Because
no difference.
I don't know that I want to be suspending the student, and this article doesn't allude to any punishment to this particular student, so we can't speak to that. But I do want to speak to the fact that we got 2 teachers in 2 different states,
homeschool.
Are being disrespectful towards the people who they are paid by us, the public, to teach and support.
I think that, and this is just my opinion, whereas in Florida, it was pretty much cut and dry that she was bullying the kid, no question without it. And it's different. She's a teacher, however, he is administration. So, and yeah, I don't like the black kids. Yes, you idiot. You're stupid for saying that. But like you said, it abruptly stops. So you have to finish you have to get the whole thing, and they got to interview people and crap like that, And with administration, unfortunately, you get a little bit more of a extra time to get fired. You don't get fired immediately. Whereas if you're a teacher or you're a subordinate, oh yeah, I just saw you do that. I got proof you did that, or you're toast. It's much easier to fire a subordinate than it is administration. Mm-hmm. I mean, regardless of whether we think that's good or bad, that's what it is. I think he'll I hope he gets fired, because he should be, because he's a dummy just like the teachers are dummy.
$87,499.44 per year in salary and benefits.
Yeah.
$87,000.
That much money, I'm not saying anything negatory about anybody except in my own house. And then that's probably why I'm in the shower. I know there's no cameras. I mean, it's just crazy. Sometimes you just got your wallet needs to stay in front of your mouth.
And you know how Steppin Marcus J. Live from the Den, Legacy Internet Radio. Fair or foul? Let's go around the room one last time. We just combined two stories. The student recorded the teacher and administrator. In one state, the student got in trouble as well as the teacher being fired. In another state, doesn't say anything about the student. The teacher or the administrator is on leave. Real quick, fair or foul? That's why.
Foul. Both
Chris.
counts.
Totally foul.
Big Rope.
Fair on the first, foul on the second.
I can dig it. I'm going to go with foul and foul. Ain't no how Steppin with Marcus J. Live from the Den, Legacy Internet Radio. I got the co-host. I got Jay Grizzy. And I got my partner, Big Rube. We're going to be back in a few minutes for our rants and our closings. Stay with us.